Hi everybody, and welcome to the next part of making the high poly of the Soviet machine. So in this video we're going to make all the details left in the front. So that includes those poles here and also a few new elements that we're going to create. So I start right away by selecting the poles, and I'm going to start adding detail, but first I'm going to uh, select this element here, and I'm going to make the hole of the for the pole bigger, like so. So I'm selecting only the vertices I need. Select this one as well. Yeah. The reason we're doing this is because this pole has some how do you say it, some extrusions uh, over it, and therefore it's going to become more thick than it is now, and that's why we need to make the hole bigger. As you can see, I've connected the middle edges of the pole, and now I select all those faces and extrude them like so. So I'm going to add a few connections in order to harden the sides of the pole. Do the same to the side here. So continue by selecting those side edges here, making a connection. Move it to the side a bit. So now I'm selecting all those faces here, making a small extrude and hardening the edges once more. Do the same for that middle part left there. Okay, so now we're going to create that box element in the middle there. So I start off with a box with outer grid, make it square, yeah, like so. So move it into place, adjust it a bit, delete the back polygon, we don't need it. Assign the standard material in the black color. So again, I'm making the connections here needed to harden the sides. And I'm going to need that, I'm going to move that edge here exactly where the hole is going to be, because as you've seen, we've deleted the back polygon of that box, and we don't need an edge there to harden the selection, the edges. So now I'm using that edge in order to get the center of the hole that we're going to make. As you can see, I position it properly. Add another connection there, and now we're going to use a cylinder to make the hole. Just need one more connection here, and at the bottom as well. Okay, so now we've isolated those parts here, and I'm going to create a new cylinder here. I'm going to adjust the sides a bit, and start cutting on the border of the cylinder like so. If sometimes you're cutting like so or creating a spline and your your cursor goes out of the viewport and you can't see where to click, just hit the I letter, the I button on the keyboard, and you have it visible again. That's what I did here. So I delete the half of the box because we're going to use symmetry on that. As you can see, there are some problems here. I have problem with my shading, which indicates that probably there's something messed up here. So I'm going to look for the problem. But first, I guess I'm going to finish up the hole, adjust the size of the hole, and start using the scale and move tools again to create the new detail here. Make a few connections. Don't forget the inner side of the element. You need to add connections there as well. And now, using the symmetry, as you can see, I copied that part on the other side. Okay, so now I'm attaching that new part to the main body and checking out how it's looking. And as you can see, I have a small problem here. I guess that that's the problem with the shading we had there. Something's wrong with those edges here. I'm just trying to figure that out. I'm checking if there are some double vertices or something like that. Yeah, I realized what was the problem. There are some overlapping edges here, so I'm going to have to move them down. You can see how the edges are overlapping here. So once I move those elements down and delete that edge, everything should be good, except I need to move those vertices there as well. So okay, now I think that's looking good. There are no problems with the mesh smooth or the shading, so we can continue moving on. unhide the main body. Okay, so now I position the new element we just created properly, and I'll select my pole, move those middle details to the left, to the right, I'm sorry, and add another connection here, slide it to the left a bit, make an extrusion here, select those end vertices and scale them up. We're going to try to match the form you see here on the reference picture. Add another connection in the middle and scale it like so, just so we get the form better. Adding connections here to hide on the edges. I've detached that pole because I'm going to attach it to that main body element here, and as you can see, that's already looking better. Yeah, I've noticed that there's something wrong with my plate down there. I guess that I moved those vertices accidentally, maybe when I was scaling the hole, so I moved them back into place. Okay, so now I'm going to isolate only those elements here. I'm going to move the end edges back, and I'm going to use the shift drag to create this you know, hard ending there. Yeah, I think that's looking better. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and create the details on this end of the pole. So I'm selecting only those polygons, and I'm making a small rotation here, just so I have such a edge in the middle that's straight, because I'm going to need it to create this element here. So again, I start off with a cylinder, deleting the inner polygon, also the top one. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the new cylinder here. I'm going to cut the selection like so. As you can see, I'm using only my edges. That's because I'm going to move them on the place they should be on the cylinder, like so. I forgot this end here, so I'm adjusting it like so, deleting those polygons and going to edge border selection mode. I'm gonna delete that polygon here, I mean that cylinder here, and start shaping the detail here. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm cutting along the side of the cylinder, and now I'm going to delete those edges inside. That will help me, because now I only have four-sided polygons there, and I'm going to do the same on this end right here. But as you can see, my the shape is not the same, my connections are not the same there, so I'm going to need to create another cut between the side vertices there, right here, and on the top as well. So that's creating a new triangle there, but I have no choice, so I'm going to leave it like that. Make a connection here, weld all the vertices that needs to be welded. Okay, so applying the mesh smooth just to check my end result, and I think it's looking good. Okay, I'm going to select the top edges and create the end of that detail here, a cap or something like that. As you can see, I'll make it a bit curved, like so. Okay, so now again I'm going to use the connect tool to harden the sides. Okay, continue doing this to the top. Okay, and we only need to add a few more here, so that's looking good. I'm going to save my project, don't forget to do that. So now I'm going to create a new cylinder in order to create the side details here. Position it properly, delete the bottom and the top polygons. I'm going to adjust it, and making sure that it has the right shape. So now I'm going to attach it and move add another copy to the other side by shift dragging it. Okay, I think that's looking good. So now I'm going to use one of the boats I've already created. Okay, center the pivot and position it on the right place. Going to rotate it 180 degrees, position it on its place, and scaling it just so it fits better. Okay, I'm just tweaking it a bit. So now I'm going to copy that bolt to the other places where it should be. You just need to scale it, position it right. And make another copy on the other side. Okay, so I think that's looking good now. So I'm now going to move on creating some of the other details here at the front. I'm going to start off with a box here, position it roughly right where it should be. Convert it to editable poly and start tweaking the shape until it matches the reference. I've just deleted the bottom polygon there because we don't need it. Adjusting the shape. Make a few connections here. Okay. So now I'm going to use a sphere to create the top end of this element. As you can see, I'm reducing the segments because we don't need that many segments, as we're going to have a mesh smooth applied to that. So I attach it to the main bowl, and I guess that I need to tweak that just a bit more, just so it seems more natural. I don't know if you noticed, but I reduced my mesh smooth uh, iterations to 1, because this way, I can work faster in my viewport. I'm going to render it with 2 uh, iterations, of course, but as I'm working, I don't need that many uh, polygons, as you know that each iteration cuts every polygon in 4, and that's why I keep it down in the viewport so that I can work faster. My computer is not that great, so yeah, I'm keeping the iterations to 1. So as you seen here, I created this element here at the bottom, and now I'm going to continue to the next detail. Okay, so I'm looking at my reference here, and again I'm going to adjust that element here on the side. I told you that for some reason it's hard to position it properly. Each time I think that it's on the right place, I end up moving it again because of some other detail. Okay, moving some vertices around, try to get the shape right. Moving everything on the right place. So I think that's looking good now. I think the element is finally on its right place, so I can continue working on my back side elements here. Okay, so I'm just going to uh, move those vertices down a bit. I think that's the way it should be. Also moving those to the side there, and I'm also going to adjust that element in the front. Like so. You have to make that kind of adjustments all the time, because if you don't do so, your end result will not look like on the picture, like on your reference. You would have missed the the whole concept of the subject you're working on. And that's why it's important to tweak things all the time, because you might do a perfect modeling job, but if you're working for on a specific project, and your project manager looks at your end result, it may be perfect in modeling, but you'll probably notice that things don't look like on the reference picture, and you might end up doing everything again. So yeah, I think that's important to tweak your models all the time until you're finished. As you can see, I continue to do so. Okay, so I think that everything's looking better now. I need to do a few more tweaks on that element here. Okay, so finally we can continue with our work here at the back, making the details. So I just copied that cylinder here and kept the front end. I'm gonna select the side faces here. But first position it on the right place, like so. So yeah, select the side faces and perform an extrude on them. Flatten the side and move it just so it intersects with the main mesh. Okay. So I'm happy with the end result there. So now we're going to move to another element. I just need to find the right reference here. So I think that's the reference I'm going to use right now. As you can see, there's a small element there at the back, so I'm going to create it here. I'm just going to select this box and move it in the hole there. It needs to be smaller, and move to the side. We also have to delete those holes here, so I delete those polygons there. I cap the hole And now I'm connecting the vertices together so that afterwards I can use the target weld to weld them all together into place, like so. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. Okay, welding everything. So now all we have is a box there. I'm trying to look at the back there, but I know it's just too many things, so I'm just going to hide everything I'm not going to use and cap that segment at the back, connect the vertices there. Okay, I think that's better now. So I'm just going to look at my reference once more. I realize that I have to create the vertical pole here. So I've created a cylinder, and now I'm adjusting its height and position. Okay, I'm just going to have to move that element here just so it's sticking out of the main geometry there. I'm going to select the back polygons and drag them to the end there. I'm going to have to drag that connection as well in order to have a hard side at the back there. Okay, so I need this plate once more to recreate the plate under the new element we just created. So I'm scaling the plate only on the X and Y axis because I need to keep the thickness of the plate without without keeping the size of the main body there. So I'm adjusting the positioning and the size of this plate. I'll have to move it into place like so. And what's left for me to do now is put the bolts in. As you can see, they're quite big right now, so I scale them down and I'm going to move them into place. Okay, I think that's looking good now. We just have to move those where they should be. Yeah, I think that's good now. Just looking around my model, thinking if everything's where it should be. Making my cylinder with a bigger radius by scaling it on the X and Y axis. And now I create a sphere here over my new element there, and I'm going to use that sphere to create a certain I don't know, detail here. You can see it on the reference. So I've deleted the bottom polygons and shift drag the edges there all the way to the element at the bottom. So now I'm shift dragging the edges at the top. I'm just going to cap them so that I can select that polygon, and I can use my hinge from edge tool. You see it there, hinge from edge. Pick an edge. I pick the edge that's on the side there. Choose the 30 degrees, and now I have to rotate that 90 degrees because I didn't hinge from the right edge. And now I'm going to make another extrusion there, and hinge from the same edge again. Only this time we're going to type 60 because we did 30 degrees once, and now we do another 60, which makes 90 degrees. And yeah, continue using the scale and the move to recreate the detail that's needed here. I'm not sure what's the purpose of this element here, but we recreate it anyway. Okay, so I guess that's looking better now with that element on. We have to go ahead and move all around that element, making connections like I'm doing here in order to harden the edges. Okay, don't forget, make sure you don't forget any of the places where connections should be made. And after that, go ahead and attach that element to the main body. And as we apply the mesh smooth, as you can see, it's looking good. I'm happy with the end result. Okay, I move that uh, those elements a bit down because I think they have to go down, and I'm going to create that end polygon here to use it to create the final, I don't know what it is, but the final detail here, some kind of a hole, maybe some kind of a bolt there that you can unscrew. I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, I'm creating that element here, cap the end polygon. So I've copied that cylinder there. I'm going to add a connection to both of them on the same place, and I'm going to extrude the top polygons of this element and the bottom ones of the top element, and I'm going to connect those you know uh, geometries there, and at the end we're going to have one solid piece. So I select all of them. I try to use the bridge, but it's not working properly, so I'm going to do the other way. I'm going to weld all the vertices together like so, and at the end, yeah, I'm going to delete the back polygons because we don't need it. Now I'm selecting the bottom cylinder, and I'm scaling it on the Y and the Z axis. Do the same for that middle edge there. Select it all the way, and I'm thinking, yeah, we have a vertex here that wasn't welded, two vertices that were not welded together. That was giving us a small problem, so I've chamfered that edge, and I'm moving it up, make a connection there to harden the edges. Do the same here, delete those two edges, make another connection for the bottom cylinder, and I go ahead and cut this edge on the side and weld the final vertices at the end. Okay. Now we need to create the detail at the end, this hole I was talking about that we did on the top element as well. Okay, I'm just going to move the cylinder a bit down. And now I'm going to move to the bottom pole. I'm going to create those end details there. So I drag those vertices back, delete the end polygon, and as you know, now I'm going to use the move and the scale tools to create the details here. Just trying to match the reference as close as possible. Okay, continuing, moving down, moving to the side. Okay, so now what's left for us to do is make the connections to harden the sides. Just tweaking a bit more. And yeah, I'm going to move to the connections here. As you can see, that's pretty simple. Just select a side edge, hit ring selection, either on the selection I don't know how it's called, field there, or use a hotkey, and then hit connect. After we're done, we're going to attach that pole to the main body. And as you can see that the front here is already looking pretty good. I'm going to move to the back element there. Just going to make a connection. Here I'm going to create the place for the handle, like we did on the front part. I don't know if you remember in the last video. Make select all those edges there that we're going to shift drag to the side, switch to parent mode, just so we move them on the surface of that element. Weld them together, again shift drag, weld those, cap the end polygon. Okay, make a connection there, connect those vertices as well. Also make a connection here to harden the sides. Do the same in the front side. Okay, so now as we apply the mesh smooth, it's looking better. Don't mind the shading problem, it's not from the geometry, it's because yeah, as you see now it's fixed because I switch back to two iterations of the or two subdivision amounts. No, the amount of the subdivision of the mesh smooth is set to 2 now. When it was set to 1, we had some you know, shading problems, but as I told you before, we're going to the end result, the render result is going to be with 2 subdivisions, so we won't have such problems there with the shading. Okay, move that handle into place and attach it to that part there. And as you can see now, with the mesh smooth applied, everything's looking better. So just going to assign a standard material to that pole there, also the black cover, and this is it for this part. Don't forget to save your project, and I'm going to see you in the next part when we're going to continue with the high poly modeling. So bye bye guys.